I think we are a region of storytellers naturally, just from our tribal instincts. We did not have the pleasures of the theater, of the dance, of motion pictures when they came along. We simply entertain each other by talking. It's quite a thing if you've never gone or if you've never known a southern small town.
Macomb was an old town, but it was a tired old town when I first knew it. In rainy weather, the streets turned to red slop. Grass grew on the sidewalks. The courthouse sagged in the square. Somehow it was hotter then. A black dog suffered on a summer's day. Bony mules hitched to Hoover carts flicked flies in the sweltering shade of the live oaks on the square. Men's stiff collars wilted by 9 in the morning. Ladies bathed before noon, after their 3 o'clock naps, and by nightfall were like soft tea cakes with frostings of sweat and sweet talcum.
I didn't meet Harper Lee until 25, 30 years ago. But I understood the context in which the book was written because that's how I grew up. It was the farming aspect of it, people coming to town with their mules and wagons, the streets being muddy. Everybody suffered during the Depression. It was just a matter of degree. It was hard scrabble for most people to make a living.
There was no hurry, for there was nowhere to go, nothing to buy, no money to buy it with, although Macomb County had recently been told that it had nothing to fear but fear itself.
To Kill a Mockingbird takes place between 1932 and 1935, the years Scout Finch grows from 6 to 9, living with her father and brother not far from the center of town. During those years in Monroeville, Harper Lee was the same age, and growing up on South Alabama Avenue, 2 blocks from the town square and the courthouse. She was born Nell Harper Lee, the youngest daughter of Frances Finch, the name she would later give her fictional family, and Amasa Coleman Lee, called A.C. Alice Finch Lee is the novelist's older sister. She's 99 and still practices law at the firm her father helped to found.
We were a close family. There was a lot of love in the family. At home, we were pretty much allowed to go in the direction that we wanted to go, unless we were headed the wrong way. This was during the Depression, and children basically did not have many store-bought toys.
We had to use our own devices for our entertainment. We didn't have much money. Nobody had any money. We didn't have many toys to play with. Nothing was done for us. So the result was that we lived in our imaginations most of the time.
It was a time in which black people were treated terribly, and people took in racism with their mother's milk.
You know, I grew up when the Klan was still active, and we would drive along 31 Highway, and you'd see all the signs, white supremacy. You know, black people stayed in their neighborhoods.